I'm here with Kristyna Kroblova, who is a marketing and customer success manager, and I'll be asking her a few questions about her job role in the marketing industry. So, Kristyna, of course, pleasure to talk to you, and thank you for doing this. The first question I would like to start off with is, how have you got to where you are today?
Sure. Yeah. So it's been a lot of learning and a lot of trying out different things. So I got into marketing by firstly studying for my bachelor's in marketing and management, and I continued to for a master's in marketing strategy and consumer analytics. And then apart from the studying part, yeah, it's just been a learning curve, really. I think a big part of how I got here has been, as I said, just trying out different parts of marketing. I truly believe that there's so much within marketing that you kind of need to dip your toes in different areas, and that will usually tell you both what you enjoy and what you don't enjoy, which are equally as important. So that's kind of the short version of it.
Okay, nice. So would you say there was anything specific that made you pick the marketing industry?
Yeah, so thinking back, I actually didn't really know when I decided to apply for marketing courses at university. I didn't 100% know what I was getting myself into, but why I ultimately picked marketing was I was really interested in media, but kind of on the business side of things. I really enjoyed working with people, and I was interested in kind of psychology and sociology, and I just thought all of that worked very well into what marketing is and what it's all about. And I was lucky enough that I think I found my calling like that, and have enjoyed it ever since.
Okay, perfect. So what would you say motivates you in your role to go into work every day?
Good question. I think the biggest thing is that it's different every day. So, I get to be creative, but it's also strategic. I also work cross-functionally, which is very exciting. So I get to work with, the sales team and the operations team and the different teams depending on what the project is. Because, marketing kind of, I think touches different parts of the business, which is really fun. And then the other thing I would say that I really enjoy is being able to see the impact of the work that I do. So both on the day-to-day as well as on the kind of long term, it's very gratifying to be able to look back and see the results.
Yes, definitely, I agree. What would you say, I'm sure every day looks different, of course, but what would you say, a little outline of what your day typically looks like?
Sure, yeah, good question. So us as a business, we work remotely. So one of the things that we do every day is a morning catch up and an end of day call, where all of us say kind of what the plan is for the day, what we are going to be working on, so that everyone is kind of up to speed. And then in the middle of the day, it's usually, for me, it's juggling different projects at once, really. I'm also overseeing the delivery of the different projects that my team is working on. So just making sure that they're getting on fine, that they don't need anything from me, that we're kind of on schedule for the delivery on the deadline. And amongst that, I might have some either internal meetings or external meetings if I'm working with an agency or something. I'm planning a lot, strategizing. So yeah, it's a lot of different work. It's a lot of work, but it's definitely gratifying.
Okay, that's very nice. And it sounds like there's a lot to it as well. So would you say that this is like a stepping stone in your career, or would you say that there are other career aspirations which you aspire to achieve?
Yeah, so I think this is really interesting because I definitely didn't expect to be where I am. I think in life, you kind of go and you might have some plans and they might work out, or they might work out a different way, but then it becomes something great. And if they don't, then that just leads you to the next thing that might be the right thing for you. So I didn't expect to end up in tech, but I've really enjoyed it. And actually, I'm really happy where I am. I have a lot of potential for progression in the role and in the company. I've kind of taken over the whole department and heading up the department now within a year and a half of being in the role and being kind of the first marketer in the company. So that already has been a whirlwind. And yeah, so I'm just kind of excited to see where that takes me, but there's no plans to change roles or anything.
That's very nice. So it sounds like it's going on a big uphill steep then. So would you say that, I know you said that you get a lot of gratification from seeing your work out there, of course. Do you feel like you're making a change in your role?
Yeah, definitely. So I just mentioned that when I started, I was the first full-time marketer in the company, and a year and a half on, we are a team of 3. And so that obviously means that I've started kind of by building out the fundamentals of the marketing function within the company. In our industry, I knew I needed to mainly focus on things like content and SEO and PPC and some lead generation and things like that. And I tried to kind of put the foundations together. And now that as we've grown, we're already, doing completely different size projects, working on so many different things at once. So I can see the change that has happened already. So it's been really great.
Okay, that's very nice then. So would you say that your role is as you expected to be when you first started, or is it a bit different to than you initially expected?
I think it's quite different to what I expected. I was really lucky that when I was I was recruited, the company basically formed the role based on what I kind of wanted. So that's where my role is marketing and customer success manager. So I started off focusing mostly on marketing, but also having some contact with clients in order to put all of that together, and that worked really well. But over time, I've kind of moved more into just heading up the marketing department. But I was a bit worried going in that it would be kind of the same thing over and over, and that has definitely not been the case. It's been a lot more varied than I expected. So it's been much better than I thought when starting.
Okay, that's very good then. So I'll finish off with this question. What would you say is the biggest challenge which you feel like you had to work through at your workplace since you've started?
Okay, well, it's definitely been a challenge taking the company, the marketing in the company from 0 to where we are now. It's been a big challenge, of course, especially since that was the first time I'd ever done it. But on an ongoing basis, I think one of the challenges I also face is, being a female in tech itself is a struggle for sure. There are different things that you kind of have to overcome on a, from time to time, and also just kind of asserting myself in the role along the way. Being not only female but also being kind of a young person in this fairly leading position. But it's been a fun challenge, so I haven't really minded.
Okay, that's very nice. So thank you for doing this, Kristyna. I really appreciate it. It was lovely to hear about your job role, and it sounds like it was very, very jam-packed, so very informative. I'm sure it'll teach a lot about students. Thank you for doing this.
Yeah, no worries. My pleasure.
Okay, bye-bye.